everyone, my name is Aisha and I'm the Learning and Heritage Officer here at Winchester Cathedral, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these, and this is a paper lantern. Now this craft can be as simple or as complicated as you want to make it, so I'm going to show you how to make a really simple version, and then I'm going to tell you how you can make it a bit more complicated if you're somebody who's particularly creative and you want to zhuzh them up a little bit. So first of all, what you're going to need is a piece of paper. I've gone for actually some coloured card just to give it a bit more structure, but paper also works as well. And I've got a ruler, a pencil, a pair of scissors, I've got double-sided sticky tape and a stapler, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. I also have with me some coloured pens and some coloured crayons. Now with the examples that you can see here, with the more complicated version, I've actually drawn onto my paper a design first before I've started cutting anything out. So if you want to do the slightly more complicated version and decorate your paper, you can do that at the beginning. But if you want to buy some paper that already has a design on it, so you don't have to do any colouring in or designing, then you can buy some fancy card like this or some card that already has a design on it. It's completely up to you. And this example, I've actually used an A3 piece of card, which means that you get a slightly bigger lantern. So you can use this template, this idea, for any kind of paper or card and any size of paper or card. So, to make your lantern, what I've done first of all, if you can see here, is I have drawn a line along the bottom of my piece of card along the short edge of the piece of card. And this is going to make my handle for the lantern, which is this part along the top here. And what I'll do is cut that piece out first of all. So I've measured it out. I think I measured 3 centimetres, but it doesn't matter, just however sturdy you think it's going to be. So then I've got my 2 pieces like this. And then I am going to fold this piece of card along the long edge. And then you're going to keep that folded, take your pair of scissors, and then you're just going to cut some slits all the way along this piece of card. Now you can see that I'm actually cutting almost to the very edge of the paper, and that's because you will get the best effect when you then fold it out. And you can make these slits as thick or as thin as you want, which will give slightly different effects. So then I've got my piece of card that's all been cut, and it looks like it's got a bit of a fringe, doesn't it? And then we're going to fold it out again, so it looks like this. And this is then going to be folded along the short edge, if you can see that, like this. This is going to be wrapped around to then make your lantern. And you can secure this piece of card either end together with either a stapler, which means that it's a really strong join, or you can use double-sided sticky tape, which means that you can't then see how the lantern is held together. So it's completely up to you how you'd want to do it. And then quite simply, with this piece of card that you cut earlier on, you need to then secure it in some way to the top of your lantern. Now you can either tuck it inside like I have done, and you can use double-sided tape so that you can't see that join at all. Obviously if you staple it, you'll be able to see the staple, or you can do it on the outside, depends which way you like. I quite like mine to go on the inside. And it's as simple as that. Super easy, and if you sort of bend it down a little bit, it sort of spreads the pieces apart and makes it look a bit nicer. If you wanted to make it even more complicated, but it will mean that you can add a battery-powered tea light to the inside of your lantern, I've sort of made up this little shape where you cut a round piece of card, make another strip out of card with double-sided tape on each end, and then you can slot that in to the bottom of your lantern, like so. So putting the tabs in and then sticking them on the inside so that you end up with a little bit of a bottom to your lantern, so that it means that when you want to put your tea light inside, like so, it then doesn't come out again. And that's it, it's super easy. You can experiment with different materials, different kinds of paper. You can design your own kind of design on your paper. You could use sponges, you could use paint, you could make it a whole day of creating your paper, and then the next day you could actually make it into your lantern. So it's completely up to you how you do it, and it's as simple as that.